because the generation before that didn't get that. A lot of dudes was going broke.
Allen Iverson, that's why Allen Iverson had to construct this deal the way he
Chuck,
did.
look,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I'm about to say, Chuck's
Chuck's
still rich.
He right. He's
still rich.
But that's why he had to set up the way he did.
But he did, but that's because that's because you got people around. He had somebody around that he trusted that really loved him and said, "Bro, I ain't finna let you go back to Bad News, Virginia."
Right. Delonte West. I ain't about to let you Delonte West.
Nah, man. But he got hey, shout out to him. He got better.
Did he make the big three?
Big three.
I think he did.
I know he was trying out for the big three, not for sure.
Yeah, he probably still give a big.
Yeah, he looked good. I'm glad. I'm just glad he got that right because he a good dude.
Any black man,
issues. Yeah.
They said, bro, gonna get in the big three, shoot one, and then go shoot one. So,
I know you talked about knowledge and just retaining everything to be a better person. What do you feel like as a player, as an entrepreneur, as a senior director, that has been your biggest lesson thus far in your career?
Number one, probably just discipline. You know what I mean? Like I learned a lot of life lessons through basketball. Through a lot of, AAU coaches, my mama, of course, my pops.
Shout out to mama.
Yeah, just knowing that, like, all right, with basketball, really learn how to really work on my game around like 14 or 15 years old. And I was like, all right, now I really know how to work. Now I got to outwork everybody else. I can't let nobody outwork me. I want to be the best player in my neighborhood, and then went to be the best player. I wanted to be the best player in my middle school, and then high school, and I wanted to be the best player in North Carolina, and then but it was just that work, like days waking up, it's snowing outside, gotta go out there and shovel that snow and get off. Gotta work out.
You hear that, A? You hear that, A?
It's real talk.
I'm an NBA player.
Yeah, I ain't talking about I got it.
Let's see your pop.
I got we got AAU team too. Anthony Morrow Elite. Started at his age.
Oh, yeah, put my son on that shit. He
I
need
got
to
you.
that shit. Okay.
We got you.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's the main thing.
play basketball. What you doing signing me up for?
You do play baseball.
LeBron's on his bid in already. That's
play
what
ball.
He said he played
We
too hard.
messing with you.
I know my son.
He's talking about, I know my son.
Wow. Yeah.
I got him.
Hey, yo. Hey, you already know. Hey, if you don't need to talk to nobody, bro, you need to talk to Anthony Morrow, bro. That's for certain. For sure. And be nice, so I can use you on 2K. I had this nigga. Listen, I would play with this nigga on 2K at OKC. Banging, you know how much money I won at AIT?
Listen, my 2K dude was way better basketball player than I am in real life.
You had a 3 point in your second?
I'm trying to tell you. And then when I play against people, I know how to shoot my shot. You know what I'm saying? I got the timing. When they call the timing,
He was practicing with his nigga. In there.
the timing.
So they got my release, so I don't hear it.
Yeah, once I figured that out, I was like, oh yeah, that's real. They doing good. They doing good over there in 2K sports. But I definitely say discipline though. Just like discipline and like work ethic. Like doing shit other people didn't want to do. Like, quick story real quick. I ain't gonna talk to y'all.
Nah, man, go ahead. It's your time.
One of my homies, so like my rookie year broke the record for like undrafted, most points by undrafted player in his first start with Golden State. I had like 37, like 11 rebounds. So I'm not realizing that like it's like a big deal because I don't know the record. So I get back to Oakland, they got this big story on ESPN. I remember I went back to Atlanta. No, I was still in the Bay. Got a call from one of my homies, an engineer major at Georgia Tech. And he was like, bro, I'm going to give you respect, bro, because I remember when we was coming back from the club on Friday nights, 2:30 in the morning in college, and we saw you dribbling your basketball back to your dorm because you had just left the gym. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you used to do that all the time. He used to always see you. And I was like, why the fuck y'all ain't pick me up, bro? That's like a 20-minute walk. It's a 20-minute walk, bro. Like, I could have just took a 5-minute drive.
No.
But that was dope. I was like, man, I appreciate that, bro, because those are the kind of stories that, solidify, validate why you put that work on.
No, that is, bro. No lie.
You know what I mean?
You don't even know this story. This is my first time telling you. So shit, it was that red at 28, nigga. This is like the year I first moved to Charlotte.
Yeah.
It was the first CIAA.
That's when you was doing You was doing
Doing comedy in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
My cousin came there. I brought my 2 cousins down. They like, they gotta go Anthony Morrow right there, Anthony Morrow right there. Let's take a picture. I got a picture of my phone right now, bro. We all like with your ass like in a picture. I'm like, but they're like, but this nigga right here, like he put up your whole stats and everything, bro. No lie, bro. I'm like, that's exactly who that is, but y'all want to get a picture. But I be seeing him all the time.
Like, he be chilling. You know what I'm saying?
I be seeing him all the time. Y'all want a picture, bro?
I told him that shit one day too.
Yeah.
I was like, no, that's
yeah.
go up and say hi if you want to.
See, I'll be seeing me when I'm out. I'm chilling, bro. Like, with everything going on, I don't go to the club no more. I've been going to the clubs. I was 14, 15 years old in my city. You know what I'm saying? Not supposed to be in there. Like, you know, now I'm 36. I ain't tripping on that. So, like, when y'all see me out, bro, I'm just vibing, man. You know, I love it.
They saying come up and speed. You ain't gonna bite.
Definitely not.
So I want to talk some NBA now. Y'all got all that shit out the way.
I got one question.
Y'all sure y'all got all that shit out the way?
Y'all excited about this, bro.
I'm a Celtic fan.
I don't know if they are. I'm excited.
You a Celtics?
Yo, don't be on that Golden State shit in here, cause
Shit.
yo,
You want what you want me to say?
you better be still repping them Thunder in this bitch or something. Fuck all that, man.
Always rep them. Oh my God.
Nah, I'm already knowing. Go ahead.
Nah, but because like we said before, like I don't think people really realize and give you your flowers, like how good of an NBA player you were when you played in the league. You know, like
what, 10 years? It was 10 years, what? 10 years.
Yeah, I like
Go by fast, boy.
47 in summer league. I remember. I don't know if it was our interview with somebody else when you said Avery Johnson gave you the green light. You went out and had like 40. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not like that's no average role player numbers. You know, so I was trying to go back on our past interviews. Like, damn, what did I ask a nigga? We had some lengthy on IG interviews. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, yo, I don't want to ask some shit, but I want to know like one of my questions is. Being that you know what you are as a player, like I think a lot of NBA players know, like, yo, if they give me the opportunity, I go out there, I can fucking kill, right? But some coaches or they don't give you the green light. Do you feel like if you was given the green light to do what you God-given talent that you was blessed to do, where do you think you would have been if the coaches said, yo, Anthony Morrow, go be a star?
I mean, whenever I've had the opportunity, I've taken advantage of it in my role. But I didn't start for a lot of teams I played for. So, and I tell you, like Avery did do that because he started me. And he was like, you like the best shooter on the team, and we need you to.
Avery Johnson?
Yeah.
Oh,
so Avery, Jersey. When it was before Brooklyn, Jersey, So Avery was like, look, man, it's crazy because I wasn't the best defender, obviously. But then you get labeled as that if you're a good shooter. You know what I'm saying?
Klay Thompson, that's true.
Now Klay is like, he came in with that different generation of like 3 and D. 3 and D. They ain't had that then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You play defense, you're a shooter, you're a scorer, you're a point guard, you know, so like now you gotta be like overall skilled no matter what position you play. You know what I mean? And I wish, and I forgot who told me, I think it was PJ Carlissimo. He told me this at this dinner. He was like, and this is after I retired, he was like, it's like 3 years ago. He was like, hey man, because he coached me too in Jersey with Avery. He was like, man, you was before your time, bro. I said, I be telling my mom all the time you had me too early. Paying these motherfuckers nowadays, man, and shoot threes. I'm like, this all I was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Now Curry changed the game. Now I feel like Curry changed the game.
Steph did. He did do that. For real. But my rookie year, when my second year was Steph's rookie year. We played together in Golden State. And I was like, man, I don't ever want to leave because he's so selfless. Like, he could score 40, and it don't feel like he scored 40 because he's going to get everybody involved.
Only shot 12 shots.
Taking
40 and 36, right?
He's looking for me. He's looking for me. You know what I mean? Like, he part of the reason I got that contract with Jersey that third year. Because my second year, he was like, look, bro, we grew up together. So I'm looking for you. Man, you can shoot. Man, look.
He did go to Davidson.
That's a real nigga.
He's from South Side. He from South Charlotte, bro. He worked out.
That's a fact.
Not that South Shore.
With the best South Shore, you know, you West South, so I'm not gonna get on your ass.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, I'm getting to forward here.
The South Side homes.
What's one of the biggest lessons that, you know, being in the league, I guess, taught you, and that you was able to kind of bring that over from being a professional athlete to just a professional, just period, like in life, you know, entrepreneur, business ownership, like that. What's something the league taught you?
Well, look at you with the media questions.
Yeah,
What you
bro.
doing good? Nah, I say honestly, bro. I mean, it's like life lessons. Like I said, it's discipline, it's work ethic, and then the biggest lesson I really learned was probably like resource networking is huge. You know, a lot of times they have you have mandatory dinners with the owners and the boosters and sponsors and all that shit, and they be out there alone there practice and workouts, and you just want to go home. Yeah, you just want to go home. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta go to them. And when I was young, I didn't really want to go, but I learned a lot in those union meetings and those meetings with all the owners, and you know, I was able to make some really good connections. To late in my career, I started really realizing I need to get the young boy to come in here. Yo, wake up! Don't just sit around on your phone. Come talk to these people.
Right.
Why wouldn't you want to talk to a billionaire?
Right. Why?
You don't know what
signing your checks. He writing your checks.
Signing our checks, bro.
He's signing y'all.
But I mean, at the same time, though, looking back at it, I know the importance of those conversations. But what kind of, and you obviously you can't tell us everything, but what kind of conversations are those? Because a lot of people don't understand the magnitude of it, and just somebody just telling them, hey, go talk to this billionaire, ain't gonna really encourage them, you feel me? Because a nigga might not know what to go up and even talk about. So
sometimes they don't even be knowing what the net worth of the owner is.
Right.
It might be like, yo, look, this is what he worth.
Yeah.
He asked you to come over there and speak to his wife and have a drink. Take your ass over there and do it. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
Yeah.
It ain't even nothing too crazy. It's just, you know, a lot of people, they be kind of intimidated. The older I got, the less intimidated I was with, being comfortable.
Because everybody
money is an intimidating thing when you're young, bro.
You gotta think about you sitting up straight talking right.
Money is, but the power is number one with that. You know what I mean? They got a lot of influence because they run the league.
Right.
So if something go left, you always want to have somebody like that on your side, or because being out the league is because people say, damn, 10 years, bro, that was crazy. I'm like, yeah, but when I was done, it was like that.
Yeah.
You see the writing on the wall with the business. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, get over whatever it is. And then you got to transition. So I tell a lot of the young dudes, plant seeds now is easier for y'all now.
Yeah.
Way more money.
Especially with social media and all that shit.
It's way easier now.
You gotta be there.
Yeah, I'm like, man, plant seeds. You ain't gotta be LeBron or nothing. Just plant seeds. Keep your nose clean. Don't get in no trouble. Take care of your business. You got kids, take care of your kids. And just work on basketball. You ain't gotta do nothing else.
Yeah.
That's not even a job, really. It's just fun. We've been doing this shit our whole life.
Right.
So that's what I tell them. Plant seeds while you in there with these people, because it's going to come back in a positive way. That's how I got the Hornets job. They called me out the blue. I was with OKC at first, and we came to Charlotte to play, and then 2 days later, I get a call from Buzz Peterson, yo, what you doing? I'm like, dropping back from Atlanta. He was like, yeah, I got a position. You know anybody that needs it? I'm like, I need that.
Coming to the crib.
Coming back to the crib, you know what I'm saying? Get an opportunity, come back to the crib and just build within the organization. I'm like, I'm always with that. So it's been a good learning process, and it's fun. I love it. It's a dream job for a former basketball player, in my opinion, because I never wanted to coach, because coaching somebody that make $40-50 million every day, it's hard. Ego and stuff, but
Them niggas
My fault, Moog. I know you was finna say some shit.
I'm listening, bro. I'm picking up gems.
I have a question though, because you are very enlightening. You are a mentor. You are a director of your organization. And you navigate kids and everything. You build people up. So, what has been your best piece of advice, and who has it came from?
Oh, all right. It's a lot of that. Like my mom has said so much
Your
stuff.
number
I'm gonna
one.
just put her number one of everything. But I'll say my college coach, assistant coach, he told me, because when I was young at Tech, Georgia Tech, like freshman year, I was like this. Good day, bad day. Like I didn't have no even keel about myself. Like everything was just like, if I'm up, I'm up, low, I'm low. And he was like, you can't play basketball like that. But he was like, you ain't gonna be able to live like that either. So I'm gonna teach you something. He was like, I swear to God, he said this, and rest in peace to Nip. I swear to God, he said, this is a marathon, it's not a race. This is before Nip was, I think, even rapping. And I call him and tell him that all the time. I say, you told me that. So he was like, look, don't let the highs get too high, don't let the lows get too low. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you gotta expand your mind like to where you can just do this every day. Just keep putting the work in. You gotta put the work up every day. But you can't let it affect whether it's too good or it's too, got a bad day or a good day, so your mindset still gotta be on the work. You can't let nothing affect, you can't let the circumstance affect like your control over yourself, your mind. You know what I'm saying? And that was the biggest like piece of information that I got from somebody on and off the court, because you can translate. That's why I'm saying basketball is a vehicle. So the way you treat that is the way you should take it in the business. And a lot of good players do that, the decent players. A lot of guys do it, but a lot of guys don't see that shit like that.
I want to ask you something.
Yo.
You know, you got a lot of people that say, hey, I want to be like Kobe. I want to be like LeBron.
Yeah.
You got a lot of people out there say, I want to be like Kobe, LeBron, or Jay-Z in their life and say, I want to strive for that. But I know for myself and maybe for others out there, I'm like, damn, I got to make it because I don't want to end up like him. I mean, who was that person that you saw, that you said maybe in your family, on the streets, a friend, like, man, I got to get up out of here because I can't end up like that. It's more than this, I mean, than ending up like that. Who is that made you want to say, I got to go for it?
Right. It ain't necessarily a person for that moment for me. It was like, at one point, me and my mama, I might have been about 5 or 6 years old, so my mama, we was homeless at one point. So, you know, my whole family from West Boulevard, so like, and then at one point, like 12 of us lived in Little Rock apartments, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know, we had to move with my grandma.
Here, take that tissue.
Yeah, I was about to say, my boy over here crying. He feel this one.
No,
he
it's hot as hell in here, man. You got no air.
That's that punch.
That's gotta be that punch, bro.
Let me tell you,
I got worse after
usually
the
I'm a
punch.
sweating motherfucker. I'm cool as I can pillow right now.
Refill that nigga.
Damn. All right, cool.
They gonna give you the silk too. Ooh.
And this is the
Oh
bottom
wait,
down.
he wants some.
This
He
the-
wants
Oh no,
some.
I'm straight. I'm straight.
Bruh.
I'm straight.
I thought this was for Ant.
That's for me.
No, that's her.
Oh,
That's her
You want
kill.
some?
Kill.
No, I'm straight. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that's for Ant. I'm about to say, I'm about to
Kill.
fuck you up, Ant.
He was like-
later on. Oh, thank you, baby.
Right.
You don't have to do that.
Stand
King
there,
is
be like,
Zamunda. King is Zamunda.
King is Zamunda.
King of the
The royal
moon.
face is King, your
Anthony
highness.
is hell. Anthony is hell.
No, I'm straight. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nah, I say his moment. Yeah. So we was homeless at one point. So we was going back and forth between my grandma's house to the other complex to my aunt's house, and we had to do that like maybe about like it was like every week for like maybe a month or something like that. And that was the moment right there. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate it, though.
That was tight. That was tight.
Give me your flowers, Queen. Thank you.
Yes.
Nah, but yeah, that was the moment for me, and it was just like, man, I'm never gonna live like this. Like I can't, cause I was scared we were gonna be on the street or something, and I was like, this ain't gonna be my life. This ain't gonna be me. And it's almost like I just wanted to like be able to be in control of my life. Like I didn't want to have like I ain't want to be on Section 8 and having the government control my life. Like, I'm like, man, I want to be able, whatever I need to do positively to make sure I can control me and my family and my kids' lives and all that, then I'm going to do it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and live like this, because a lot of people down there are just comfortable.
Right.
Getting free shit,
Section 8, man. I had somebody tell me I can't make this much money because I can't afford to be off of this. I'm like,
That's
right?
crazy.
What?
That's real talk.
That shit
That's
real
a
talk.
fact.
Because I be helping people like with the real estate shit, bro, and a lot of people are like at a position where if they make over a certain amount,
What the fuck?
the government ain't gonna help them, so they gotta be able to help themselves, and they don't make enough to help themselves.
No, keep working till you ain't gotta work. Work yourself off of that shit. Like that should be the mindset.
It ain't always that easy.
I just can't physically do.
Not if you don't have them
Teach his
under
own.
the table
Teach his own.
jobs.
Because I'm pretty sure we got some followers that do that.
Yeah.
And right, each state that you play, each state that has a team in the NBA, right? Don't each state tax you individually towards your own?
Not Texas.
You want to know?
I heard that.
Not Florida or Texas.
Florida or Texas?
Florida too. That's state tax though.
Okay, stay, yes.
Because I want you to break that down to people at home out there.
Nah, yeah. So my first time, like when I got like a real lucrative contract my third year with Jersey, and I was all hyped to open up the check because I knew what I was making 2 years before, undrafted contract. So you were like a second round draft pick. So I'm stuffing all that back in the bank. I ain't spending nothing. So I opened the thing up and I said, "Hey, bro," I went to talk to one of the vets. I can't remember who it is. I was like, "Bro, what's this?" He was like, "Yeah, you get taxed."
Yeah.
He was like,
Oh yeah.
listen,
He already knew what it was.
He was like, "Yeah, you get taxed in every state you play in." I said, "Bro, that's crazy." So it's not like
wait. So not taxed by the team you play for. You mean every game
Every
you go
game.
to?
every
That
team.
Oh,
Every
damn.
state you get taxed.
That's crazy.
Hey, I'm gonna give y'all some other knowledge too. It's public knowledge now, so I mean, it ain't nothing crazy, but
Good shit.
so the shit was crazy because
That's crazy.
it was a team. I don't know if I should say the team name, but it was a team. I ain't gonna say the team. It's not the Hornets. but it was a-
Allegedly. It's
yeah,
all right.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I'm gonna ask you your favorite organization.
Nah,
so you pop
it's
it
out
up.
there, but I'm just saying. So it's a team. So we said get taxed in every state. It was a team that created a tax called jock tax. So what they were doing was every time you walk in a building for a game, you get taxed like $3,000.
The fuck?
So check it out.
What the fuck? Period.
The team, we played them like 6 times a year.
Oh
Because
shit.
we played them twice in the preseason, and then we had to play them 4 times.
Oh,
in the preseason.
that's the Eastern Conference.
Nah, we played. Yeah, it was like 4 times because they played us
Conference
at
team, no
home
division
twice.
was it there?
Huh?
He trying to narrow it down.
You ain't gonna figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out too.
Don't do it, Ed. Don't do it, Ed.
You're not gonna figure it out. But it was like we played them 4 times there, including preseason. They came to play us twice. So like $3,000. You know what I'm saying? So
It's like
we do
scouting. Is that like scouting? Like is they trying to say?
No, they was just saying to come in our arena, you gotta have an extra tax now.
As
Just
an
because
athlete.
it was an
As an
owner
athlete.
thing.
Oh,
As an
okay.
athlete, yeah. For like
Oh, wow.
that's each player 4 times a year.
3 bands.
3
of
bands.
peace.
Is that because they don't want y'all scouting, or they just don't? They just like, oh, we don't want y'all.
No,
to
they
do
just
this.
like we just gonna do this. Like we
You
just
ran
want
out
more
of
money.
This is what we want. This is what we
We
want.
want to get
Okay.
money. So you talking about like for me, it's like
I'm trying to figure out
12,000.
why.
12,000,
Extra bread.
and then so that's 12,000 each player.
Was you able to write that off as your taxes?
Nah, see what
For
happened
the
was,
business?
they could probably.
Because I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
if you as a professional athlete had a business and you were getting taxed for something, were you like?
You're not the business though. You
No, we are the business, so we don't even know this shit happening.
Oh damn.
Oh.
So we don't even know about this.
I was
So
thinking it's regular.
yeah, and then like 4 or 5 more owners started doing it. Like teams started doing this shit. So we talking about 12 racks, 15 players on a roster. You know what I mean? And
What-
you're doing it for every team.
Every team.
So look, so over like over like
Millions.
We gonna
no,
talk about
hold
the
on,
team.
look.
We're gonna keep it
It was that was over like maybe like 9 years. 8
Oh my
years.
God, they ate.
So what happened was
They ate.
That's a residual income.
crazy, bro. Nah, what happened was like you got union meetings. So somebody said something, they investigated, and then they gave us like they settled with the players.
Right.
So like I played the league since 08. That was the first year of it, and I retired like 18. And so they settled and gave us all checks, right?
Oh.
So it was based off how long you was in the league while it was going on. So I got like the max that I could get. And I remember like everybody was all hype, opening up the envelope. Yeah, bro. Yeah, we just got. I say, bro, that was your money already.
Right.
They owe us more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
They robbed y'all niggas.
And gave it back.
man, I'm finna go get a Camaro. I'm finna go get a Challenger. I'm like, man, you better put that shit back in the bank.
Right.
It's already your money,
Buy
bro.
property, get some equity out of
Something, dog.
Right. Definitely.
Man, I got some
wanna know-
exclusive information.
I want to know, like, because my son is here, and you know he's a basketball player, and I always tell him like he be in the crib playing video games and shit. He has a wealth of NBA knowledge, right? But he wants to play basketball, but you know I don't want to force it on him if he doesn't want to do it. But I told him it's a rigorous thing you got to do to be a basketball player. So I want you to tell and speak to the people, but indirectly speak to my son on what does it take to be an NBA player. Because I always say, if you're an NBA player on a bench, you're not a scrub. If you don't make it to the NBA, then you didn't make it to the NBA. You didn't have the criteria. You didn't meet the criteria. If you're an NBA player,
I'm only gonna say what I see, and I know these young kids now. I don't know if it's the social media that's bringing it to life. Cause I'm pretty sure y'all was gym rats too, but these young dudes are like they gym rats, buddy. It seems like they at a different level, but I'm gonna let you exactly express on that. I don't know if that's like a new thing.
Nah,
what does it
bro.
take?
Niggas be raw.
No, I mean, it's a lot of kids that's in the gym more, but it's a lot of like posting for the gram workout type shit.
Oh yeah.
So that's like really annoying. You know what I mean? Because really, like, if you know you putting the work in, you ain't even gonna think about posting that shit. So like I always told myself, like, you gotta be just addicted to the work, bro. Like the process, you know what I mean? And it's harder for kids to get that through their head. Like you gotta say, all right, you know what? Damn, it's raining outside. I don't feel like going to the gym. I gotta figure it out. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna just chill, play Xbox.
It's easy to say that.
Now it's easy to do it.
Easy to say that.
But you gotta, them days be the days you gotta work your hardest. Like dog days, like the days your body hurt, you still gotta do something. You can't just go in there when you feel good. That's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
You hear that, A?
If you, that's real talk, bro. I'm
Talk
telling
to
you.
you, A.
Hey, don't be throwing slick shade at the man, bro. Let him chill over here.
Nah, you can't.
I'm trying to tell him get up
He
off
gotta
the couch
let him
and
know
go.
though. He gotta let him know.
Get
That
outside.
shit. You gotta think. You go to an AU tournament. You finna
I was
go
about
to a
to
tournament full of young niggas who can
And
ball.
then,
bro.
and then you're gonna be mad as hell when you make that number one player in the country, the top 5 nigga in the country.
I tell
and
you.
you're not there.
And you're not
You're
there.
gonna feel some type of way.
I mean, it ain't every day you
Dog.
need to get inside knowledge from a nigga who actually done been there, you feel me? And not just a nigga that was there for a little bit. Like, bro,
No, we talking about the other side. He talking about the niggas, the better niggas. We talking about from the niggas that wasn't there. Like, man, these niggas better than me, man.
You miss that shit at all, bro? You miss hooping? Like but I mean like the whole thing, not just the games. I mean the practice, the travel, the media, the politics. You miss that shit?
Yeah, the politics is different though.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Everything in the politics
that
get
politics.
really weird. Shit get weird, but with everything else, yeah. I mean, because now I'm back traveling with the team, just with my position. But yeah, I miss going to like Chicago and New York, like because I wasn't traveling like to those places for real. But I was retired for like 4 years.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But then being around the guys again. I talked to shout out to Coach Jay Triano, that's my guy. And I was just walking down the hall, he looked at me, he was like, "You miss it, don't you?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I missed it." I said, I don't necessarily miss playing in the NBA because I know what comes with that. But to be able to have this position and still be around the guys, and like still be able to
The community.
impact the guys and get the respect of them and all that, and still be able to connect with people that I haven't seen in years. Right. Cool.
So we got a debate, right? Because you know,
Warriors and
no, not that.
Oh, I'm about to
Not
say.
yet. Not yet.
Yeah,
Not yet.
yeah, I'm gonna shoot that bitch.
I didn't know you was a Boston fan. I ain't never seen you post Boston.
All right. You don't even follow this.
I do follow you. I gotta follow you. No, I follow you.
No, I think that's petty. Oh boy, never mind. That's a whole nother story.
Another story.
But yeah.
Oh,
we got
all right.
you know the analysts. They put LeBron. You know LeBron, Jordan. Shout out to my man Kobe because I think they be forgetting my man Kobe like he ain't one of the GOATs.
It's terrible.
But it's terrible. Terrible.
Who forgot Kobe? No, nobody forgot Kobe.
No, these analysts forget Kobe.
He made everybody cry.
I want to know from you, right? Let's just put you know LeBron. I'm gonna ask you in this pot: LeBron, Kobe, Mike. Who is your GOAT? Who's your second? Who's your third?
It's Mike, Kobe, and Braun.
Yep, in that order.
Yeah.
Mike, Kobe, bro.
In that order.
Allen Iverson. After that.
The best little man in the history of basketball is fucking AI.
Five guys, bro.
And Shaq, that's it.
Five.
That's five right
And
there.
that's not even. I mean,
That's a tough five.
That's a
though.
tough five.
That's
man,
the
but-
five. Kevin Durant
It's hard.
6 man of the year.
That's rough.
But I like that five over Kevin Durant though. I like
I'm
that
just talking about
five.
all time, bro.
I just like that five.
You know, Kev in that top 6, 7 of all time.
Kevin top 3.
My son, he got a question. I know he said like he want to ask his question. I want to make sure he gets his question out. Where's the mic?
Spot.
Give him the mic. Give him the mic. I got you, A. I got you, A.
Alright, so you know my favorite player is Westbrook, right?
Yeah.
So I want to know how it was like to play with him.
It was good, man. Not only like as a teammate, but he also like one of my good friends. This thing about him is just super like his motor and how hard he played and all that. It rub off. It's inspirational. It's motivational. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you, off the court, he's like one of the most disciplined dudes in terms of like I walked in the kitchen one day, like in the you know where we eat or whatever with the chef, and it's like 8:30. Yeah, you know, every team got a chef. Every team got a chef.
Every NBA team got a chef.
They eat. She ready to flip. Listen, she ready to flip.
You got to think of all that.
Y'all hiring.
My nigga Coco ready to flip.
Y'all hiring.
Nah, so I walk in there one day. He eat breakfast, doing his own, like paying his own bills. So like, I do my own bills and my own taxes. Like I don't trust nobody. I don't need no account.
Right.
So like just to think like that, like that's why I was saying earlier, being a basketball player is not just about making shots on the basketball court. You can see what it translates for people from their life to the court. You know what I mean? So when you see people acting a fool off the court, you already know what they're gonna start being on the court. Whether that's work ethic, whether that's getting in trouble, whether that's not handling your business, whether it's not being disciplined, whether it's not working hard. It's always. And then if it's hard work ethic, staying positive, aligning yourself with the right people, taking care of your business and your family, that always translates positive. See what I'm saying? And Russ was like that. That was Russ. That is Russ. I mean, they talking all this crazy stuff about him, how you not playing.
No, now that I think about it, I never seen Russ get in trouble. Like in no fight, no type of like.
No, bro. He just it'd be on the court,
it'd be
just
on the
passion.
court shit, yeah,
Passion.
yeah.
It would be like,
aggressive.
look, LeBron the same way.
Right.
You know, I'm like, y'all don't give him credit for that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
no
That's
off the
hard.
street, no off the
Being
court
in that
issues.
light and not
None.
getting in trouble. That's
Perfect role
hard.
models.
You got another question, A? Not right now. Oh.
All right, that was good.
It was important for my son to come here because I be like, yo, I don't want to force nothing on. Like, you shouldn't force nothing on your kids if they don't want to do it.
Right.
You know, so I tell them, I'm like, yo, if you want to play basketball, there are players out there. I try to show them videos. Like, I show them videos of Bronny outside on a hoop. I'm like, I bought a whole fucking basketball hoop outside for you to play with, and you in here playing video games. So I'm like, yo, if this is not what you want to do, I'm not gonna force this on you. But if you want to do this, this is what you gotta do. That's why I brought him here, because I wanted him to hear from you,
Right.
you know, from an NBA player,
Right.
what it takes and what it takes to not even get to the NBA, but get in the NBA, get buckets and sustain in the NBA. Like, it's extremely hard because anybody on the NBA team is not a scrub. If you're on the NBA team,
You could have him talk to me.
huh?
You could have had him talk to me a long time ago, man.
You talking about
What's that shit? What's Mookie's thing?
Oh my God.
You talking about the NBA, nigga? It's hard to get a D1 scholarship, cuz.
Yo,
It ain't. They just because it's a lot of them don't
But
mean
that's
don't
what I'm
mean.
saying. But
You
that's what I'm
feel me?
saying.
So
What
it's
is
like,
the
shit.
right? Even that from college, like the
Niggas that
rigorous
do going
training
D1,
you got to
but
do to keep your body conditioned, the mindset, everything that you got to do from high school to not even high school, from grade school to high school to middle school to college to make to the NBA. Like, he has to understand what you got to do if you want to get to that point, how to get there,
Yeah, to stay
Yeah.
there.
and how to
You gotta-
stay there.
That's tough. That's
You
tough.
gotta work.
It's tough.
You gotta work. You gotta figure out what your strengths are and continue to nourish your strengths. And whatever weaknesses you have, you gotta go even harder to fix those. You gotta do it consistently, because you gotta think in your mind, like, I know ain't nobody else doing this. You know what I mean? That's the formula. That's what I did. I was like, all right, I know I can shoot, but what I need to work on: footwork, defense, moving my feet, sliding my feet, athleticism. All right, I'm gonna go extra hard in the weight room, but then I'm gonna get up 600-700 makes in the gym and work on my offensive game. That's what it is.
You hear that, A?
I had 2 10-year-old kids in the gym today, man. You know, they real good. So I'm like, I tell them that. That's how you pass that knowledge on to them for that, because it ain't that complicated. It ain't that complicated. You just gotta stay down with what your dream and your goal is, and be willing to work for that shit. You know what I mean?
And that's the crazy part, 'cause they really be starting young and shit like that, huh?
Bro, them niggas be starting at 13 months. I seen the baby that come walk, nigga, dribble the ball between his legs.
That baby dribble, that's saliva, real.
I just started playing at 5.
Yeah, I was just finna say
Yeah.
they started at like 5 though.
Yeah,
You see them
My
little
son
motherfuckers
started
out
at
there
5.
dribbling 2 little balls like this. Little as hell.
ball bigger than their head. They just,
So how do you?
Oh, good.
So how do you balance being an entrepreneur, being a organization, like how do you balance all that, and how do you feel like you've coped with that all these years?
And just time management. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta always have that, because at the end of the day, it's like, it's always something to be done daily. You know what I mean? And time management is something that I really learned to respect as I've gotten older. You know what I mean? Because it's like, all right, if you gotta work in the morning and then your son got practice and then you gotta work somebody out, then you gotta come back and do NoAdvisory podcast. Like, you just gotta be able to manage your time, but it's possible. You know what I mean? But it's just about managing it, because you wanna make an impact and make sure you handle all your business, because I'm like a goal-oriented dude. Like, I've always been like that. So I'm like, man, if I got a bottom line, I gotta put that work in to make sure I meet all that shit. You know what I mean? Because there's people that's depend on me, but then there's also a lot of, there's more work to continue to be done. I just gotta find a way to get more rest. But
It's
working on
crazy
that.
you said that, though.
Working on that.
I was watching a video today that talked about how time was an illusion. Pretty much how you is. Like, I mean, it's real. Like, it's necessary for us to meet up at the same time and, conduct business. You need time for that. However, if you know how to understand that, first of all, it's an illusion. The shit is not real. It's man-made. Then you know how to master that motherfucker and then take advantage of all the time that you got available in a day.
Right.
But I was just watching the video about that. That's crazy you mentioned that.
Yeah, that's true.
So I want to know, right? We got the I want to know your finals predictions. We got Celtics, Warriors, your former teammate Stephen
It's gonna be
Curry.
the Warriors, but they got that experience, bro.
Who you got? What's your prediction?
Analyze it too, because you'd have been there. And I personally think, like, not even just favorites, but I think that Boston kind of coming with a little bit more.
Boston is the NBA favorites, but
you know what I'm saying? They got a little bit more heart just because they ain't never been there. I think that experience gonna be a factor though. No cap, Sleeves. I think that's fact. But as a player, you know, so I'm gonna sit back and listen.
I mean, look, I would love to see Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown get a ring.
I want to see that one
A
time.
championship. I would love to see that because Jason, they came a long way, especially even just in this season. But
28 and 27, what? 28 and 7, turned that shit around, didn't they?
yeah,
Like from the beginning of the season to the end of the season.
the second half of the season before it went crazy. But I just don't see them beat Golden State. They got a championship pedigree. Steph playing out his mind. Clay playing well. Draymond back to who he was. Jordan Poole out of nowhere. Like, that's that y'all.
Wiggins. You say
He gonna get him a big contract.
I'm like, I'm like, where the fuck that come from? I was mad as fuck Wiggins playing like that.
I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Celtics in 7, nigga. We can talk about it.
Sounds good.
I like the stretch forward position. That's
I
why.
literally said it, and they told me I couldn't.
Ben Franklin.
No, you said Celtics in 4. What does Celtics in 4 sound
That's not
like?
what I said. Okay.
You said Celtics in
We gotta have to
4.
run this conversation back. That's not what I
You ain't
said.
know
That's
no
exactly what the
Saturday.
fuck you
That's
said.
not what I said.
This is why she said she gonna sit over here because
Yeah, because she don't know shit.
That's what I
Nah,
said.
my nigga said 7. She said Celtics in 7.
No, she said Celtics in 4.
The other
I
day.
don't know.
She said Celtics in 4. You said they gonna sweep their ass?
That's what I said. Warriors in 6.
He say Warriors in 6.
Warriors in 6.
Okay.
That's exactly what I said. Warriors in 6.
Okay. I think this is the Warriors in 6 or Celtics. If it go to 7, I'm going with Celtics.
Like
Hey, look, so I'm
If
confident, right?
it stay at
Boston
6,
don't win.
you said Celtics in 4. That's what you
That's not
tripping
what I
at.
said.
That's all you said. What the fuck?
That's not what
Nah,
I
you
said.
see the seriousness.
That's not what my nigga said.
That's
I'm
not
about
what
to
I
say,
said.
if
That's
Boston
not what
don't
you
win,
meant,
bro,
but that's
I
what you said.
volunteer to do some shit for the community, for the organization. You know what I'm saying? For your nonprofit. Yeah, I'm betting on Boston. And if they
And
don't,
just chalk that in.
you
Chalk
get,
that
if
in.
they don't win,
You gonna donate to the
sign me up,
foundation?
whatever, yeah.
Let me tell you, and he already owed me some bread. And
That's a bet.
his basketball shit is down the drain. He said fucking Mavericks was gonna beat the Warriors. I'm like,
That was
yo,
crazy.
It
People
was
was real
beat.
crazy.
I
That
said
was
that
real
too.
Thank you. People was, I couldn't believe
Like,
it.
why would
I
I told him, I said they gonna win this shit in 5 games.
I said
bro.
that
I only
too.
bet on that for scary.
Hey,
Hey,
they
wasn't even supposed to be there.
No, hell yeah.
I'm proud though, but I was like, nah,
man,
Luka
it was
ain't.
science.
I said they gonna win
They kept
one.
saying like
because-
Luka. I'm like, I get
Luka
Luka
and
is cold,
Porzingis,
but
it's
listen.
Luka
Listen, bro.
Porzingis is supposed to be there with him.
Scared money never made no one. I bet on that.
Porzingis ain't it. Now I'm getting to
He
the
ain't no
number.
Porzingis
They better off with DeAndre Ayton at this point.
Right.
Nah, for real.
That's it,
That
yeah.
might be
Because
it.
you played with Steph, so when they, obviously, they.
But he wasn't
finals.
this Steph though, or
Huh?
was he?
No,
he wasn't
he
this
is.
Steph yet.
Yes, the hell. Yeah.
Back when you jumped out with Steph, bro, Steph was still coming into.
He was still coming in, but it's the work ethic and seeing, okay, this guy is going to be a star. Like, what did you see early on in working with Steph, playing with Steph, that you was like, yo, this nigga is going to be a star?
Well, his rookie year, man, I just saw I saw his confidence, man. Number one, you know what I'm saying. And he had like a triple double. He had a couple triple doubles that year.
And he had that 40-point ball out in the Sweet 16 before he got drafted. I'm like, this nigga might be all right. This nigga might.
I mean, everybody wanted to see it at the next level because nobody was playing like him before him.
Right.
Not really. Like, not no point guards were like him. So to see him do that, people wanted to see it in the league.
Mm.
Yeah, I saw it in like training camp, practices. I was like, he ain't backing down from nothing. You know what I'm saying? He was shooting from deep end. They gave him the full green light. And
What that look like in the NBA when they tell you like,
When
nigga,
Steph
you
do
can
niggas
do whatever the
shit.
fuck you want to do. Like how do that superstar life look, bro? Like, cause you know who got it. You know you got. You know James got it. You know Kobe had it. You know Curry got it. You know who got it. You know who
They
don't.
just not gonna say nothing to you when you do something bad or wrong.
Okay.
So then you get the green
listen
light.
down
Like, they're
that
not
shit.
taking you out the game.
It's a
They're not
reaction.
gonna cuss you out.
It's a reaction.
You gotta live and die on that shit though.
Yeah,
If
like-
you take the L, that L is on you.
Like Kobe can come down and shoot a bit 8 times in a row.
And miss
And
all
miss
of them.
6 of them. Like he might make 2 and miss 6. They call a timeout. He walk right to the bench.
And walk right back.
Say nothing to him. Only like superstars I saw really get like cussed out like that was the Spurs. Like Greg Popovich ain't playing that shit. He don't care.
Yeah,
Tim
I
Duncan,
fuck with G.
Tony
I fuck with
Parker,
Greg.
Manu Ginobili, they get cussed out, bro.
I fuck with them.
I heard him talk to Tony Parker so crazy one time I couldn't believe it. See, I see why y'all win championships, but
Because he not going. That's a granddaddy. Granddaddy
Pressure
Greg.
on them. Got that pressure.
I think the best thing that happened to Steph Curry was when the Warriors traded Monte Ellis.
yeah.
They gave the keys to Steph and said, we're gonna go through the hard times with you, but we're gonna let you develop. Once they got rid of Monte Ellis, because Monte Ellis was there, he was got 5 years before him, and he was a cold scorer too. So his ego came into play like, hey, I'm here. This young guy ain't gonna come and get all the shots from me. But I think he came into development to be the Steph he is when the Warriors traded Monte Ellis.
No,
to
that's
let him
a
go.
fact.
Bro,
I mean,
I feel
now
like
we can talk
picking
about
up
it.
Steph,
It's a fact.
picking up his.
See, I love Monte, I love Steph, I love Monte, but I remember we had media day, and I wish Monte would have did this shit, but Steph had already got drafted. We had media day. They asked him about Steph, and he said, "Man, I don't think we even need another guard. We don't need no more guards. What we need another guard for?"
Damn, Monte.
That was the beginning of the
That was cancer ass nigga.
Could have been part of the splash.
Yeah, then like Coach Nelson just basically gave the keys to stuff.
Flipped her.
He had like 17 in his first game, but he had like a really bad turnover at the end, and we ended up losing his first game. And I was like, they're gonna be all right though. You know what I'm saying? Because shout out to Don Nelson and that staff, because I think they just felt like this is going to be different for us. This is going to change basketball. Let this boy just play.
Let him play.
You know what I'm saying? And Don Nelson was great at finding talent and reading talent. Like, I mean, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have probably played the league.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you think Clay was a complimentary pickup for Steph, or it was just like shit, ironic as fuck that they just found 2 splash brothers?
They're still smart, bro. I told people, like, I was like, look, bro, when they was bad for them couple years, because all them injuries, I'm like, y'all still do realize that they still have those same smart people in the front office. They gonna figure this shit out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the Clippers kind of like that. Like people started to realize they made the playoffs. They 2 guys is out, so they're like, look, let's just be as best we can and get to the playoffs without them. When they come back, then we might be able to make that step. You know what I mean? So it's like being a good like executive or GM or owner or whatever. You got to be able to think 4-5 years in advance. You can't just impulsively think or be reactive and get hurt or something. You know what I'm saying? Like one thing that's part of the game. But you got to think forward. You can't just be thinking like in the moment. That's why the best GMs are where they at.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I want to know, right? Like last time we did our one-on-one, we had Damian Lillard chime in, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. Like out of all the players that you play with in the NBA or build relationships with, like this is like a 2-part question. Like the one part, who are you most closest with still to today that you talk to today? And who is the most misunderstood player that the media got totally wrong?
I say probably CJ Watson and Steph, probably the 2 closest guys that I communicate with mostly. Most understood dude is definitely probably Russ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Russ or KD.
Oh yeah.
So imagine being on the team with both of them off.
Both of them. Right.
Yeah, but at one point it was like, the staff was gonna be like, "Hey man, we kind of need to just like mediate it because we know they both close with you." I'll go to Russ' house for dinner. Katie go get hookah or something. You know what I mean? But I told them, like, man, they just so different, but they a lot alike that they don't really understand it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Russ just because on the court, he kind of like antagonized himself. So everybody is like, now that he's getting older and he wasn't playing well, now people like Pat Bev is coming out and just crushing him. Like,
Yeah,
the
that's
media is crushing him.
Silly.
No, I don't agree with it all because he's a Hall of Famer. But you know, I'll be telling people, I'm like, look, bro, you know what I'm saying? Over all them years, interviews with the media. That's why I say you can't be doing it. You can't antagonize the media.
Right.
You can't do that shit, man. Like they go because they cause see this what I say like y'all, we could do this till we like 80, 90 years old. You can't play basketball that long in the NBA.
Can't.
So when your shit start falling off, they still got a microphone.
Right.
Yeah, that's.
So you can't treat them like an ass. You can't be an asshole to them people, man, because they gonna be like, all right, cool, when it's coming. You know what I mean? And you know that's why I tell them young dudes, man, like, look, man, don't think that shit cool to be in the interview, like, you know what I'm saying, all that crazy shit. Like, bro, just answer the questions, bro. It's part of your job.
Right, part of your job, right.
You know what I'm saying? They ask you a simple question. What you think of the game? Like, what you mean? What I think of the game? Shit.
We see we got our ass bust about 40.
Answer the question.
But you see we got our ass bust about 40, my nigga.
What was the famous thing?
What you thought I was supposed to say?
Yeah. All that, man. So I just, I felt bad because I feel like, he's a Hall of Famer and not only that, he's my homie, but you can't do that, and then, the guys, the players gonna do the same thing. Like they was kind of make, he miss a shot, an air ball or something. They looking all crazy.
Pat Beverly, especially the Minnesota niggas, especially, man.
I'm like, watch out. Like, why is Minnesota acting like this?
Why is Minnesota?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't know, man. It's just.
I got another question, right? This probably my last question. So, like, you're number 17 all time. First of all, you hold the Summer League record with 47 points. I don't think nobody gonna beat that, right? But now it's not even Summer League, it's G League. It's G League now, so I don't think nobody.
Oh yeah,
it's a whole different thing. But like, when I was talking to my son, we was going through the stats. We was coming up here. I was like, yo, he's number 17 all time in 3-point percentage, and looking at the people that's above you, that's under you. Who was it? AJ, Ray Allen. Who was it? JJ Redick. Give me. Do you know? Steve Kerr. Right. Like I said Ray Allen. Like, giving these guys that's under you and that's notable 3-point shooters, right? If you was given the green light and to be in that spotlight because and by no measure were you, I consider you a role player. Like, if they were to give you was going to be a bona fide star, right? And given your role and how you shoot, and given the people that you are above in 3-point percentage, if you was given that light, like, where do you think you would have been in NBA history?
Honestly, I think I don't know. I think I might be, honestly, bro, it's kind of crazy, but I think I might have been a little lower.
Think?
Yeah, bro, because you got to think, when you retire, other guys still playing.
That's true.
So, like, Steve Kerr, if he's under me now, which I think he's still up there.
No, he's under you as far as percentage-wise.
Percentage-wise?
Yeah. Because you number 17.
Like, he was like number 2. So that's what I'm saying, like, and he didn't shoot as many threes back then, but the only thing I say I might be around where I'm at, or a little lower, because I would have taken more threes. So like, instead of going 3 for 5 and then from 3 in a game, now the
percentage was so good.
Yeah,
even
but
if you were taking more,
that's what I'm
I
saying.
get it. The math,
It's
I
the
know.
Numbers don't lie. You believe the numbers don't lie.
Yeah, the volume would be more. You see what I'm saying? Like,
but your percentage was so good. Like, even in today's NBA game.
But see, look,
it's 3-point
yeah. Ray, but they took more threes than me over their career.
Over their career.
Like, Ray Allen took more threes than me.
You're right.
Steph is taking more threes than anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, if I got the chance to take all those threes, yeah, I mean, it would have been good. I just don't know at this point if it would still be down.
But the key thing is, for me, is percentage. Because you look at Steph Curry, he has the most 3 points made, right? Because he takes a lot of threes. Clay, these guys takes a lot of threes, right? Even Ray Allen.
15, 16 threes. But see, even Ray didn't shoot that many threes.
No, but he's number what? What number is Ray Allen as far as 3-pointers made? Second.
Made, yeah.
And 3-pointers made, but his percentage is lower than yours. That's what I'm saying. Your percentage and what you take is greater than these guys that have made more threes than you.
It's real.
So I'm looking at percentage wise.
You gotta be more consistent when you don't get as many reps.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my whole thing. If I knew I was gonna get to take 6 threes in a game, but I gotta make 3 of them. At least 3 of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's different because I tell people this about Clay. It's funny because Clay Thompson will have like 3 games straight where he might be like 3 for 27 from 3 or something like that. And I said, it don't matter. Because he's going to be able to take 9 to 11 threes a game.
Right.
So when he get back hot, he's going to be 9 for 11, then 8 for 12, and then 9 for 12. Like he can make. See what I'm saying? So I ain't get that kind of luxury, which I wish I did have.
Ahead of your time.
Right.
Yeah.
Ahead of your time.
Like they don't play, and then they wasn't shooting as many threes when I first came in.
Right.
So like Damian Lillard can shoot bad, but he was like, okay, yeah, man, he shot like 3 for 16 from 3 today. I'm like, it don't matter. He's shooting another 15 threes the next game and go 9 for 16. You know what I mean? So like, it's just about your role. So like for me, I see what you're saying though, because it's harder to be efficient.
It's harder to be efficient.
Because you don't get as many reps. You don't get as many shots and shit like that.
Right.
So I mean, I thank God for that. That stat. You know what I mean?
But that's not a bad stat.
I'm cool because I'm like, look, bro, you know what I mean? People that play in the NBA and the history of it.
Yeah.
And you're top
17?
20?
Yeah.
That's like, you got to give yourself a pat on the back for that, bro.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Like, you know what I mean? Because I was told, don't look at the people that's above you.
God damn, bro, we doing this shit again?
That's for that fucking that Golden State shit. I was trying to give you the clap.
I'll take that.
I mean, nah, pause.
Oh shit,
Major pause. But yeah.
I only say don't look at the people above you. Look at the people that's under you.
Yeah,
that's what I look at. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, this has been a fucking great fucking interview. We have class.
Every time I come here, man, you know how I'm coming, man.
And he got the Hoochie Daddy shirt on. He got a
Hoochie
butted Hoochie Daddy shirt.
I knew. Hey, what's up? Where did the Hoochie Daddy short stuff come from, man?
Some female made it up.
I be sagging mine a little bit though.
I see you going down the whole time.
He got some on Twitter.
He got some on Twitter.
Oh, y'all.
Yo, but what I wanted to say was before, I got a nonprofit, Jam Youth Org is named. This was after my kids. I want to do, and I mentioned this to you before. I want to do like just a tournament, a 1 or 2 day tournament for the youth. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think, like you were saying, alluded to before, there's not a lot of like recreational things as far as basketball is concerned for the youth. So I want to, get something done. Let's come together. Let's get something done. Let's get a 2-day tournament. Your nonprofit, my nonprofit, NoAdvisory. Let's get something done. And I want to start something, annually. For the youth. So we're gonna talk about that off air, shit like that. But I just want to put that shit on air so I can put you on blast.
Yeah, I got you, bro. Bro, we always collab with the foundation.
Yes.
AMOcharities.org. We've been around for 13 years. We're still working. We got last day of our financial literacy program tomorrow. And shout out to everybody at Movement School. And the dope part of that is like I'm trying to get the homies, so I need y'all to come in there, man.
Of course,
be there.
Nah, for real, because like it's the community, so it's like a school that's in the community. I don't know if y'all seen it, the Freedom Drive, and the kids out of the parents, like the kids they got like a daycare. They got kids, bring kids. They got daycare, then they got like, we had the classroom session for the parents, and the parent is all black women. Yeah. You know what I mean? Which is dope. But I'm like, where the homies at?
What a man.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, you know, we working on it. You know, I had to miss last week. I was out of town, but tomorrow I'll be in there. But
Man, we gotta do better.
yeah, come on, man. You know, I go to Infuse, all the homies up there. I'm like, they like, where you coming from? I'm like, what I've been telling y'all about for the last 3-4 months, man.
Right.
You know, but
That's real though.
That's fact.
you'll like the picture on it when I post it, but then you know,
Won't support it.
I'm like, man, just come support it. You know what I mean? But it's good, man. I'm excited about this for real.
Yeah, keep me in touch, man. Keep me in touch.
I got you.
We all connected.
I'm ready
Listen,
to
man, let's give a round of applause for coming on the show. Yes, man, you know it is, man. It's your boy, C.O. McClain.
Oh yeah, okay. It's everybody's favorite kinfolk, Jay.
And it's the one and only Classic Coco.
Hey, and this is the hoochie daddy of the. Hey, it's the hoochie daddy of the world, not just the city, but the world.
Hoochie Daddies unite!